So we're just gonna get right into it. Aloha everybody, if you guys are watching on the YouTube channel, welcome back to another week of a podcast here. We got some familiar faces, right? No new faces this week, but we got a bring back. I mean, a person we haven't had on the podcast for a while, Takish. Yeah, so welcome back, man. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome to all you guys. Thompsin, Onceinluv, Obolongo. Welcome to another week of podcast. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just get right into it and start off with our first topic here. Let's start with the first topic being, have you ever been to a gaming convention, and what are your thoughts and experiences? Now, my inspiration for this particular topic is because I know that Takish and Obolongo recently have attended the first ever TwitchCon EU. So I want to get some insight from them, as well as we can talk about whatever conventions that Onceinluv or Thompsin you've ever gone to, or you guys are interested in going to them. So yeah, Takish, Obolongo, feel free to take it away.
I mean, you can start, Valo, if you want to.
Alright, so for me, it was really nice. But is there like an echo? Or is it only me?
Do you have the stream turned on by chance?
No, I don't.
Yeah, let me see.
I don't hear an echo from anybody.
I don't hear an echo.
Alright, then it's fine.
check.
That's fine.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna turn off the. Yeah, there we go.
It's usually me 90% of the time.
Yeah.
I have technical difficulties all the time.
We're good. We're good. Everything sounds good here.
Cool.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I like the
Taki's
TwitchCon
also-
a lot. But I was also with Taki. So that might have like influenced it. This is always fun being with Taki.
Ah.
But we also went to like Comto's headquarters as well.
Oh, okay. That's what I saw. I saw some pictures. So give me some dirty details. You know what happened over there? Come to us EU headquarters. Let me know. Let me know.
I mean, they're pretty laid back people, so it was pretty fun to be with them. Like we could just hang out and get dinner with. No, did we have dinner? We had lunch with them. And then
We had
they
dinner
just-
as well.
We had dinner.
Yeah, the next day.
I was probably too drunk to remember. Yeah, but they showed us around, so it's pretty nice. It's like they're swapping office next week, I think. So it was just cardboard everywhere. So, but it was pretty nice. We had a like come to us Europe stream. That was pretty. Like I think it was the first English speaking come to us Europe stream.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. So,
Oh, it's always
I mean, it
been
was nice.
French or whatever, right? Or whatever other
Yeah,
language.
it's always like
Yeah.
German or French. Yeah, it's Shizou or Mards. I've never seen them.
Can you talk a little bit closer to your mic, Takish? I guess I turned you up to maximum already, but people in chat are saying they still can't hear you, so I'm not sure. I hear you pretty. I hear you pretty well, so I don't know why you can't hear them. That's really weird.
Is this better?
Yeah. Okay.
Check your Discord mic volume. It might not be set to 100.
Oh wait, let me see. I mean, am I really that low?
I actually hear you perfectly fine. So
Okay.
I assume they
say-
hear what I hear, but I hear him perfectly fine. So I don't know.
So, do you hear me, guys? Is this better?
I honestly think you're fine, even if you put it down.
You're alright.
Yeah.
I'm just trolling. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. Yeah, so it was pretty fun. We had I mean, when it comes to the TwitchCon event, it was they had a sick ass pre-party. What do you call
Yeah.
it? Like, yeah. So it was all you can drink and all you can eat. So it was basically me at the buffet, and it was Obalo at the bar.
Nice.
So it was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Obalo had some good ass dance moves. He showed his body. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty fun. We had so fun.
Did you
So
and
fun.
Obabo do like a side RTA challenge?
Takish doesn't want to get
I
clapped.
mean, I mean, side RTA challenge. I mean, we had the come to a stream where we played on each other's account,
Oh,
but I don't think we had any challenge. But I mean, I can never beat his brain. So I mean, I have the runes, but I don't have the monsters, and I don't have the brain. Like he doesn't have the runes. He just has the monsters and the brains. So
So yeah,
pretty
because
good.
I know this TwitchCon was the first one, but have you guys been to other gaming conventions before, or was this like your first gaming convention as well?
This was my first one.
Oh,
It was-
okay.
pretty fun.
First one as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we got
this-
to see a lot of people, a lot of streamers, you know.
like big streamers, right? I heard a lot of big streamers out
Yeah.
there, like Pokimane, and
Yeah.
a lot of people were there.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw, what was it? Greek God, Soda
Ooh.
Poppin', Knut, like my favorite guy, Knut, big muscly guy. And so, I mean, we saw a lot of popular streamers like Obabo was familiar with. I'm not that familiar with like League of Legends streamers and stuff, but there was a lot of people there. So it was pretty
Fangirling?
fun.
Were you guys fangirling a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Streamers
I
in
try
their
not to.
natural habitat?
I mean, I had to take a picture with Greek God and S-Fund TV, if anyone's familiar with them.
Oh yeah. I saw him as well before. Yeah, Tyler, any gaming convention experiences, and what are your thoughts on them?
So I've been to two TwitchCons last year and the year before that. So 2018, 2017. Those are great. I mean, those are very, very specific, unique ones that are catered more towards like us as broadcasters and viewers. It's very like community based and very, very party focused. I've been to a couple others, been to a couple PAX Wests in the past, and I went to my first PAX East. Well, we both went a couple weeks ago, and that was nice. Those I find are like way more business focused, but you can still have a lot of fun at them. And then I've done a lot of local conventions here, mainly for like volunteering or helping out with different things, whether it's like helping out with a bring your own computer area or helping out with like stage presence and stuff. I think conventions are awesome. The experience, I've never had a bad convention experience, to be perfectly honest. Beyond just like the traveling itself, like everything about going to a new place and meeting new people is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think gaming conventions are great. It really brings the community together, especially this kind of how do you say, this kind of streaming kind of community, I guess you could say, streaming gaming kind of community together. And I think it's definitely been growing the last couple of years. Yeah, I've been to a couple of conventions in the last couple of years, and it's definitely growing more and more. Like they're really fun. There's always good parties. There's always familiar faces, you know, I guess aka celebrities within the gaming realm, right? Your pro gamers of whatever game you play, your favorite streamers or whatever from all sorts of streams always come to these different conventions and do different events there. So really, if you guys have never been to a gaming convention, try to make your way to some. I think there's gaming conventions in like every single country. I mean, more so I feel in the US, but maybe I'm biased because I'm here in the US. But I know like in Australia, there's that big PAX. In EU, there's Gamescom. That one's huge. Of course, Twitch EU happened this year, and from the looks of it and the sounds of it, it was very successful. So I'm thinking they're gonna do it again next year.
DreamHack and everything like that.
DreamHack. There's just
Yeah.
there's so many. You guys should definitely make your way to one of these conventions in the future for sure. What about you, Thompson? Ever been to one or thought of going to any of these?
No, I've never been to a gaming convention before, but
Really?
the only convention I go to is the Mr. Olympia. They have it every year at Vegas. It's like a fitness convention.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Also, just to let it out there, I eat every day on stream right now because this is my lunchtime. Because we
Perfect.
changed it to Tuesday. Like Thursday, like I get off work a little bit earlier, but Tuesdays is the time I get off work. This is like my lunchtime right now. Just like, yeah.
This is lunchtime for Tuesday, but not lunchtime for Thursday. Got it.
Yeah, no, I have like work, like get out at like 1 o'clock, so it's like it's
All right, so
kind
segueing
of like
for
my
this.
first meal of the day. Yeah.
I see. Segueing from this a little bit, I guess Summoners has been doing a lot of events. I wouldn't really consider them conventions, but I consider them festivals or events, you know. What do you guys think of those events? I mean, I know you guys attended some of them already. You guys attended Summoners War headquarters. Like, I want to see more Summoners War at these different conventions. Like, they're not going to a lot of these conventions. They were at PAX East last year and they weren't this year. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'm always amazed of how many people show up at these events. So they've been successful, you know.
Yeah, surprisingly, there's a lot of people that actually play Summoners War. Like every time I set up like a little baby meetup at these conventions, it's surprising to see how many people come down and join us for those meetups. I think you guys should set up some in EU as well. I don't know how far you guys live from one another. Takish, I say Takish. Is it It's a Takish, right? But I'm gonna say
It's whatever
Takish.
you want, bro. It's whatever you want.
Right, but technically it's Takish. But I'm gonna always say Takish.
It's cute. It's cute. So it's just stick with what you're familiar with. So.
But yeah, so you guys live far from each other? You guys just met up for the TwitchCon EU, right?
Yeah, like 5 hours with car.
Yeah.
So
5
quite
hours
some
by
time.
car. Okay, yeah, that's decently far. I was gonna say you guys should set up some meetups over there, and see if people attend and come out. All right, so
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
probably it can happen. So. but it's not that very like it's not that popular in Sweden, like Summoners War. So it's hard to
You
be
sure?
like.
Are you sure?
I mean, I have no clue. I
I'm
have
not
no
sure.
clue.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
It might end up
I'm
just
not
being
sure,
like
to
what
be
we do,
honest.
Brian. It
What's
might
that?
end up just being like, you know, if there's a convention, you know, you do a Summoners War meetup, like, you know,
Yeah.
DreamHack and what is it?
Dude, I
Young
wanna go to
Coping
that
does
one.
DreamHack, I think, stuff like that.
There's so many people that play. That's the thing. So once they hear Summoners
Yeah.
War, they know. They just don't always watch all the streams. All right, cool.
Probably like that.
All right, so a little bit of a different topic today, just to talk about, touch up on it since TwitchCon EU just happened. We're gonna move on to the next topic here. Next topic number 2, is in regards to what are your thoughts on the anniversary event? That event just came out, as well as this is a question you guys probably get a lot too. What do I choose from the Hall of Heroes, streamer? Yeah, tell me which one to choose. What is the best unit for me to choose?
I
Feel
think
free to take it
they
away.
covered all the bases with the event. Like, there's nothing they're not giving away. From reaps to 4-star Devilmons, we've been talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going all out on it.
So
I
do
think
we
for the most part.
do we low key
Yes,
take credit for that?
Agent or-
Do we low key take credit for 4-star Devil Monster for this event?
Your MVP.
No,
Yeah,
all-
I'll take
us. We all take credit for
You,
that for
it
the
was you,
podcast,
man.
baby.
That was your idea, bro.
Well, go ahead, Tyler. Sorry.
For the HOH, it's probably going to be between Neostone Agent or Lit. Some people might pick Assassin. I think the Death Knights are kind of irrelevant because if so let's say you actually decide to build a Diaz, you don't really need the skill ups. Let's say you build an Arnold for like a Molon counter in Guild Wars, you don't really need the skill ups. So you look at Neostone Agents. If you still use Lisa, if you want to build an Emma for Tartarus or an Olivia for Guild Wars Open, if you're a PvP player and you want Antares or you want to build Grigo, you have your Guild Wars options, you have your RTA options. And then I guess for Assassins, we've had a bunch of HOHs for that, but maybe if you still need the skill Isabel or if you want to use Stella, but Stella has kind of fallen out.
Yeah, I agree. It's either Neostones or Lich. Like every area.
Yeah, I agree with that too. That's what I've been telling the community, that Liches now, because there's so many that are good, and you know, Neostone Agents, there's so many that are good. I think those are two of the best choices for skill ups. This HOH is really good to go for skill ups. End of the day, if you want to skill up whatever it is, go for the skill ups. Now, the only other discussion or option is, let's say a player wasn't playing during Dark Undyne or Light Death Knight. Now they have the thing lingering in their head where they're like, maybe I should choose one of them just in case there's a buff. I should choose one of them to finish my Pokédex. Now, I think that's a viable choice as well, but not statistically, or not the best for your progression, I would say. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I think whenever you choose for HOH, so Tyler says Lich is very important, Neostone Agent's not bad, even Assassin's not bad, and then Undyne and the...
Definitely.
Yeah, it's those two are like probably the last two picks. But then the first three picks are so important, like Lich, Wind Neostone Agent, and the Fire Assassin is important because you have to think about their light and dark counter pieces, right? They have the best, like the Lich, the Dark Lich and the Light Lich is really relevant and they must be scaled up. So that's why I feel like their HOH is like the most important. Same with like the Wind Neostone Agent. The light one's not so good, but if you are lucky enough to get a dark one, that one's really good. And the Fire Assassin, the Dark Assassin, and the Light Assassins are pretty decent as well. Yeah.
So you're saying is it's smart to go for these skill ups, and even if you don't have them yet, you should bank on potentially getting them in the future, maybe as an LD Lightning. So you should save the skill ups for it because you need to have the skill ups to function.
Exactly.
Even banking on just the regular elements are worth it, right? Like people use Lisa, Olivia, and Emma. All three of them are very good units, right? Olivia sees really good RTA usage in high ranks. Olivia is also probably one of the safest Guild Wars offenses. If you run Olivia, Bulldozer, Rakuni, probably easily like top 3 safest Guild Wars offenses next to like Galleon with Halika. And then for Liches, I mean, Liches are just so good still. Even Antares is still insane.
More insane now, if anything.
And if we're talking about like future buffs, I think Comtus is going to be like reluctant to buff past HOH units that are light and dark, since everyone already has them, so they won't like add any value to buying LD packs in that sense.
Oh, that's actually true. In a
standpoint.
business standpoint.
Also, the
that's...
Light Undyne doesn't really have anything unique to her kit. That's super great, right? She
you mean
gives
the Dark Undyne, right?
Or sorry, Dark Undyne. My bad. The light, it's a light Death Knight. Light Death Knight's kit is pretty bad. He's like a trade to
red.
reviver that doesn't do very much damage.
Yeah.
And then what do we have? Dark Undying is that are revive with 1 HP and 100% attack bar. So you see what Camuels and maybe Leo for like offense cheese.
Yeah.
I don't think Dark Undying will ever get changed because of how unique she is. And the light one, if it gets changed, it might just get a little bit more damage. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, so if anything, only Pokédex there. Because even having them for skill ups is not even that valuable as skill ups, to be honest, for those two families. What are you going to choose? Takish?
Personally, I will probably go Lich because I need the skill ups for Antares. So
Okay.
yeah,
It seems like the general consensus from high level players.
Yeah, I want to be the toxic Antares player.
Oh, he said it first, guys. He said it first. Yeah. But yeah, so overall, this event's really, really good. Looks like for the HOHs, you guys are really just primarily either A, going for skill ups, which is probably the best option, or B, trying to complete your Pokédex, which is not as viable, but that's more of a personal goal, right? Because end of the day, you can play the game however you want to play the game. Overall, for the event, though, looks like Thompson said, covered all the bases. It's given us everything, man. Devilmon, LD, lots of resources, 4-star skill ups. This is just an overall crazy event. Yeah, super crazy.
Yeah, and also glory points and guild points.
Oh yeah,
which I think is nice.
Yeah. Very nice bonus. Yeah, that's true. 500, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah, 500 each.
Yeah, I mean the guild war points 500 is like whatever, right? But 500 glory points, that's a lot for some players. It's a lot of farming.
Yeah, that's good for me.
What, scrolls, or you don't have your towers maxed?
I don't have my towers maxed.
Oh.
I don't have my towers maxed as well, so.
Write that down, Thompson. Yo, Thompson, on your notebook paper, man, write that down. Takish and Obolongo, no max towers, bro. so when you face them, you know, dude.
You bring in those squishy units, you're like, he won't kill me. He doesn't have towers.
All right, we'll move on to the next topic here. Next topic is kind of going hand in hand. Do you think anniversary packs will be back? I'm asking a lot of questions that you'll probably hear on your streams or from people and asking. Do you think anniversary pack will be back? Do you think that they will have blessings in them? And what are your thoughts on the new guild summon packs?
Yikes! Yikes for me, dog.
Can we go through what was anniversary pack? Like me who I never buy packs, so I don't remember.
Right?
Was it Transcendent? I don't remember what it was. So people have been talking, since it's been an anniversary time, they always do like a special $100 anniversary pack. Sometimes it has like reapps or rune packs or whatever, and people are speculating that it might have blessings since, they're doing a blessing event and they've given out a pack before with blessings. People are speculating. What are your thoughts on that? I don't think it'll be a trend though, to be honest.
Wait, I can't really remember like the last anniversary pack. Was it the one where you could pick like either scrolls, reapps?
I'm looking it up right now.
Gems.
I think that was
recent.
the 300 million download pack. Yeah, or the 100 million download or whatever it was. Yeah, that one you get to choose. So I think if they give us something like that again, plus blessings, it would be sick. Because they didn't give us 4-star blessings from the event. They only gave us 5-star blessings.
I remember when they gave away like a static amount of crystals, and then you can like get crystals every other day as well. Like what was it? Like you got.
That's usually what we get. Yeah.
Oh,
is that what we get?
It's like 1,500 starting, and then you get 2,250 over like 15 days or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see them doing something like that, kind of going hand in hand with their anniversary packs. Yeah, to get you to play like every day. They give you a pack that you can purchase and get crystals every day. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I really think they should do like those packs where you can choose your items again. I feel like a lot more people will want to buy them then.
Oh, you
everyone can everyone can pick whatever they want. So you're gonna have a lot of people buying it.
So from last year to this year, though, there are a couple added things. So there's blessings that are different, and then there are immemorials that are different. So you're most likely right about us being able to choose what we want. But what I'm curious about is, will they have blessings? That's the real big one. I don't think they should release a lot of blessings, especially for pay to win. I think blessings should be given mostly from event.
Yeah, I agree too. I think one time a year for the blessings for packs is good. Yeah, and for events, maybe twice a year or 3 times a year is okay, in my opinion.
I think they can match like the free-to-play blessings with the paid ones. I think that's fine.
As long as they keep it 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Okay. Moving on then from that, what are your thoughts on this new guild summon pack? That's been kind of a topic. Yeah, yikes. Okay, let me hear about it. I got an opinion on it too. So go ahead. Let's hear it. You guys first.
The value is terrible. It's like, hey, you wanna do something cool for your guild? Let's do that. Except let's remove like 50% of the value.
Is it 50% value? So my take on this is, it's $20, right?
Okay.
What does a $100 pack get you? $100 pack get you usually entails about 55 summons, right? This pack entails at $100 value, you have a 75 summons, but it's not good value because you don't get to summon it yourself. You only get like what, 5 of those summons plus 500 crystals, right?
What one? Wait, are you assuming you buy 5 of them?
Yeah, over time. I'm just assuming at $100 value.
So
right,
the real value comes from like, if you are a player who cares at all about progressing ever, you've just spent $20 on 100 crystals.
True.
So the way you look at it is every 30 crystals, every 1 refill is $1. So you've basically said, I'm gonna do 1 refill for the cost of 6.
But the thing is, this is where I want to turn the perspective. When you're buying this pack, you're not thinking of perspective and progression, right? The same thing as if you're a business person in IRL and you're making money. When you buy somebody a gift, you don't think, oh wow, I'm gonna try to get value and buy a gift for my friend. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna.
Okay.
So it's kind of
to return that perspective. I don't think you buy shitty gifts for people either.
But this is more of
you're
a
buying
fun
someone
thing. It is a shitty gift. It is a shitty
even
gift.
if it's a for fun thing. I feel like okay. So I just started a guild, a G3 guild.
Okay.
If I were to do something for the guild, it would be like, hey guys, want to do a little morale thing. Everyone who gets X amount of points in lab, we'll have a raffle for a gift card or something, so people can buy a pack. Right? I think people would rather have a smaller chance of getting something better than have a guaranteed chance to get something really shitty.
Well, the thing is that my response to that is I responded with buying a gift for somebody, and you responded with buying somebody a shitty gift. But the thing is that I'm talking about one person, right? You're buying somebody a gift. In this aspect, it's purchasing something for a wide range of people for a small amount. So for 15 people, you're only spending $1. You know what I mean? Okay. So in that perspective.
Okay, the perspective is fine. I think it's the delivery of it overall is terrible. 15 scrolls.
Yeah, how can we improve this?
My guild has 15 members. I don't think your guild has 15 members.
No, it doesn't. So that's why I think, how can they elaborate on it? I think this is cool. You know what I mean? It's a for fun thing. You're having fun with friends. You have money. People have money, man. They spend money in this game. They want to have fun. People buy those packs, right? They open it up for fun. I've been seeing Nat 5s actually rain out. Yeah, in my guild at least, and in other people's guilds. There's actually been Nat 5s coming out. Sparks
That's
conversation.
From the event?
Oh no, it's from the guild summons. Yeah.
I mean, it could be used as an incentive to get members. We give away gifts. We give away mystical scrolls. Come and join our guild.
Right.
So, and then they join, just get the mystical scrolls and leave. So, I mean,
yoink.
But going back to Tyler's perspective on getting value out of this, I think Comtua should be. I don't want to ask, but I feel like they should be a little bit more giving for something like this, like a pack like this, right? Like maybe have it so at least it's the whole guild, like 30.
They understand that if we buy the pack, it's not for farming. It's not it's just for community, right? However, so we get 100 crystals for $20. Everyone gets 15 scrolls out.
I mean, it's a pretty shitty pack for a community pack. So
maybe if they do 400
even if it was just a personal pack, it's still not that good.
Well, no, I think that'd be a great pack if it was a personal. If you spend $20 and you get 100 crystals and your friend gets 15 scrolls, bro, I'm never buying scrolls again. I'll make you buy me packs. And I'll buy you packs all day because that's the cheapest 15 scrolls you're gonna get in the game. Let's be real. So the thing is that it just sounds bad because you spread it one per person. So you're spreading your $20 into $150 a person. That's why it's such a small gift, right? I want to see something a little bit more valuable, being given out. I like the idea though. I'm straight up honest. I like the idea of this fun thing. But again, this is my personal opinion on it.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt by itself existing. So I don't mind it. But I think they should at least make it 25. So at least everyone in the guild can get it.
Oh yeah,
how about up to 30?
My guild summoned so many, but I didn't get any of it because I was sleeping at that time.
So
Yeah.
why don't we just make it everyone limit of 1 per person up to 30. So literally every member gets one. So if you
Yeah,
have
that would
30
be-
members in your guild, everybody gets a scroll. If you have 15 members in your guild, everybody gets a scroll.
But what if guilds don't have that? So they should make a second pack. They need to make a second pack, dude. Like to incentivize people to have more full guilds. Is that beneficial for CompTOS to have people have more full guilds? So it could be like a $30 pack that gives 30 scrolls. So people are like, oh crap, the 15 one's not that bad, but if I get a guild with 30, that's better value. You know what I mean?
Maybe if they put in like a RNG type of thing, you buy the pack and maybe someone randomly gets a legendary mystical legendary scroll. Like there's a hidden like RNG behind buying that pack.
Oh yeah, one person gets
One person gets an L&D. Oh, the
Maybe.
random
So-
L&D.
So then what happens is you have a guild where you open a guild of just yourself and you buy the pack. That is the easy
I mean,
use.
why not? Why not?
Dude, I said this many times. I would hate to be the guy that sits at CompTOS and has to come up with these ideas, dude, because like there's so many bad things that can happen when you release something new like this. You know, how about instead of people first come first serve, it should be 15 random people, and it's like a siege box. They just have to go and redeem it whenever that time frame is. You know what I mean? Whenever they just go back and check once in a while, and maybe you got randomly one. I don't like the first come first serve thing, because then I'm never gonna get one, right? Because I don't check.
Yeah, I don't like first come first serve either.
No. Okay. Overall, some thoughts on the new anniversary pack. About blessings and about this new guild summon pack. It definitely has sparked some interest for me, especially because I've been seeing my guildies and stuff getting nat 5s and nat 4s and whatnot. So hopefully I don't know if they want to expand more on this, because it's just a more for fun thing. It's not really good on progression, and a lot of players, like the consensus here is, care more about the progression and spending value in the game for progression than anything else. All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic here. Oh, what was that?
It's a good direction. It's a good direction. So
It's just hard because one scroll generally doesn't feel
yeah, it's like five GB10s or something.
right. Like when you do summons with friends, generally you save up a couple packs or like you save up a couple scrolls. Like the idea is good. Don't get me wrong. You definitely presented it well, that the idea is valuable. Just the implementation's kind of bad. I think a lot of things in most mobile games are actually like that. Not just Summoners War, but a lot of packs or a lot of released features are a great idea. They're just implemented really poorly. Right, like reapps. Reapps were a great idea, except I think they were implemented terribly. Right, the difference between what you can buy and what you get is just huge.
I agree. Okay, sweet. We're blazing right through these topics here. I like it. Topic number 4. What do you expect from this coming RTA season? Do you like the Dragon Knight, Guardian Transmog, and the Lava Turtle Mount? If you guys haven't checked those out yet, what are your thoughts?
Have you guys seen the Wing Transmog thing? That thing is so cool.
Yeah,
that is
insane.
Wait,
I did check that out. Yeah.
Wing Transmog thing? What the hell is that?
Yeah, so every if you get
transmogs.
you get transmogs, transmogrification items.
Yeah.
It's like it looks like the ultimate weapon skin wings.
Oh, really? Oh,
Wait,
let me check
I
that
haven't
out.
seen that, I think.
Yeah,
Go to
Guardian
RT.
Transmog.
Go to RT and go to the rewards.
Wait, I
Season
have to
rewards.
see.
They
I
look
mean-
really cool.
We're talking about the.
They're called Bright Glorious Seal.
Yeah, that's one sick. That one's sick. So sick.
But I did like every season's transmog skins though. Every season's been pretty decent.
Ooh! Oh, this looks like
if
Caterpillar's
that ever-
wings.
That's
If
one.
that ever gets released in Special League, I have like 9,000 points to spend on only those.
Dude, I would buy all of these, dude.
Yes.
Oh, these are so
those are
sick,
nice.
dude. Wow. Okay, so this is pretty exciting. I mean, obviously the Guardian players get it, right? But everybody has access to it
Conk
later.
players to get it too. Conk players get it as well.
Oh yeah, Kong players get it as well. But people have access to it later to purchase it, right? It gets released later in the regular shop, doesn't it not?
No, I
A
don't think
lot
so.
later.
Really? No, what
Does
about
it?
World Arena shop? I think it releases right away, right? Or no, really?
I think the only
Yeah,
one
but-
that has been released is the first one, like the first season.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's the what you call it? The
No, two or
Legendary
three of them
Guardian.
have released.
The three of them
Rune
came
one
out.
has been released as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you know the one that has like the random rune symbols that show up.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
flames?
That one is my
That
least
one's-
favorite, actually.
Yeah, that one's a
There's
little
only
weird.
certain characters I like it. I really like it on Iris.
I
Really?
like it. Oh,
They just released
feel like,
Ultimate. They released Ultimate Weapon Valkyrie, or has that been there a while?
It's been there since Special League.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I feel like Theo should have the like rune symbols.
Come again?
I feel
That's
like Theo
toxic.
should have like the aura with the rune symbols.
it should be all
Mars.
violent. So,
Yeah.
There should be a hidden passive on the item that shows you what rune set the units, so you can just show people it's all violent.
lame.
But yeah, so,
I think the Dragonite transmogs are awesome too.
I think they look
I
pretty
think they're
cool.
really cool.
I'm
I'm excited for animations, dude.
Oh,
I don't
well,
like the elf ears. Like the elven ears on them.
Oh, they have elven ears? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they do.
Huh.
What do you have
thing is-
against Elven ears, Bubble?
I mean, nothing in particular, but I don't think it like fits their theme. Because I never looked at them as like elves.
Yeah, they're not really.
This is like-
considered elves.
Did they even have elves in the other skin? Like the space cowboy skin? The Dragonites?
Of all of them, I think that Leo looks the coolest. He's got like different colored eyes, separate of his hair, so it stands out a lot.
Yeah, like Leo is the only one that I'm excited for. But I feel like this one is mostly for Ragdoll owners. But Like and Shao need reworks.
Jaeger looks pretty cool too.
Yeah,
even though-
they need to release these skins faster and special league
They've
too.
been pretty lazy with Leica and Chow reworks.
Yeah.
They did
Are
do
they-
anything,
I mean,
Chow?
at the time they were like, let's tweak it so it's not overpowered. Let's tweak it so it's not completely useless.
What did they
They
change?
were
on
good.
Chow
I mean,
again?
Chow was good for a while, and then Ager got buffed.
Ager is
Yeah.
just
And
like a better
Shio.
version of Chow, yeah.
And then Shiho got buffed, so it's just like it's
And
not
Joseph.
really Chow's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, they fixed units like that. Like, let's say for example, you know, Rakan and like Kumar. You know what I mean? Like the Kumar got just outclassed for a while into his recent rework that he's, you know, getting a little bit more light again. So I feel that they'll go back and make adjustments to these units. Do you think Chow really needs a rework? I think he's fine. He's just not as good as other units. There's just better picks is all. But he's just
I don't know. He doesn't do anything. He hasn't been doing
Yeah.
anything. And even before,
So-
I felt like he's been kind of outclassed by Camilla, like in Arena, whatever.
Interesting.
This is one of those like, what does the unit do? So like Chow is just raw damage.
Just
His
raw
damage
damage.
output, however, is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
On the same or similar runes, you like that, Taki?
Yeah, the
I
lava
mean, this
turtle.
is-
Baby. I saw that the
I
other day.
really like the lava turtle. I mean,
Pretty
it's
cute.
yeah, it is pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
I almost wanted to say it too, almost.
Yeah, that turtle reminds me of like another game that I played.
World of Warcraft.
It's on the
Yep.
PC. No, it was like Divinity.
Oh, I see.
Divinity.
The
You know they're
original
coming out with a
game.
new Divinity?
Oh, did they? Are they?
Yeah, they announced at PAX East. It's called Divinity Fallen Heroes. It's going to be played more like XCOM. So instead of having like
Oh, okay.
separate initiatives, you play like full party.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like that it has like mystical scrolls in its back. Looks so cool. The turtle.
Yeah.
I'm
And
talking
then the
about
nice thing is pretty much everybody can get it. 1100 is all you have to push up to for special league. So most people can to get that turtle at the very least.
I
Yeah, so
can't
like-
believe they haven't changed the ranking system and stuff. It's still the same.
Yeah. Thing is,
It's gonna take
this
a while.
season and the last one, both of them are going to be like qualifier for what is it, SWC.
Mm.
So I don't think they want to change the ranking system like in the middle of the qualifiers.
Oh, because they've already
yeah.
probably like started planning for
Exactly.
the tournament and everything. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, these changes tend to take a while. I don't know why, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, SWC is coming up again. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys ready? Are you guys gonna like try hard to try to, you know, get a spot potentially in it?
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
try.
Give me a Vanessa.
Wow.
Give me a Vanessa. Give me a Vanessa. Give me a Perna. Give me a bit.
Well, you know, Takish,
Okay.
you know, if you want to, get good, I'm gonna need you to max your glory towers first before you start asking for Vanessas and stuff. I got him.
Thank you.
Max his
Oh,
glory
you're so-
towers, baby.
You're so cute. You're so cute.
So what do you guys
I'll
think about
start
this
with
this new season? It's gonna be pretty much the same, huh? Do you think there's any new units? Like, are you gonna be using your Bellinus a little bit more, Obolongo, or anything
Yeah,
new
well-
in this meta?
But like
Tyranic.
the biggest thing is Antris for sure.
Oh yeah.
Because Antris is a free to play counter to Hathor and to Diana. So you're we're gonna see a lot of Antares.
If you see a Antares and you bring Bolvark in, Bolvark counters Antares pretty well.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Because you get 2 stacks per
Yeah.
time you
But
play.
you can't even stop it from getting stacks.
Yeah.
Sierra Gianna.
Bolvark can steal it on top of that.
But yeah, I think Antares is gonna be a big unit this season, especially if they're dropping the skill ups for him as well. So like everybody, their mom's, dogs, grandma's sister, uncle's turtles has a friggin' max skill Antares now.
And he's
Like-
kind of I don't know about you guys. He's kind of easy to ruin because like he doesn't compete with the runes he uses. He doesn't really compete with other type of units, you know.
Yeah, it's very easy to ruin.
That's true.
It's really easy to get him like 110 efficiency. Few grinds and stuff.
Yeah, so like, I kind of want to bring back to Chow. But like the part about him that like I don't like, he has immunity to like heal debuffs as one of the big things in his passive.
It's so useless.
Yeah, it's so useless. It's like I mean, I guess it makes sense since he heals. But I think he should be like the
Water
Nat 5.
Frankenstein has immunity to armor break.
Yeah, exactly. That's
They
what I
should
want.
give him that. Oh my god.
Yeah,
What
that's
if
what I want from Chow.
Wow, what if they gave Chow that?
Because they should
And
give it
his
to
skills
Chow.
by defense, I think.
I want Chow to have stun immunity.
How about
Yeah,
you
he should
give?
stun
How about you
immunity.
give like on top of his passive a Garo passive as well?
Oh, so he gets attack bar.
Oh, that'll be too good.
And 50% attack bar gain.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
if
so
they
like-
get... Yeah, that's a tough one.
Thing is with the Chow, if you give him stun immunity, it's too close to J-Graphil. That's why I like
Hey,
defense.
Can we be honest here? I really don't want them to buff any more water units. Because I don't think we need it. I think we should balance things first.
But I think
mean,
the
I
most broken.
I don't think it's really the best idea to make.
Diana.
You wanna put Chow on the same level as Aegir and Shiho? Are you sure about that?
I mean, they're different. Still. And I want to
Okay,
put him
but
there.
you give him defense break immunity. Suddenly he's a defense break immune nuker. Like
That scales on
actually a
HP.
great nuker.
No, we're not
Skills
saying
on
we
HP.
want him.
Yeah, that's what I
immune to
want.
break.
I
We're
mean,
just
you have
saying
to control him.
Frankenstein, a Nat 3 has immunity to
This
defense
is
break,
true.
which
This
is
is
more
true.
relevant than immunity to block heal, right?
I mean,
True.
immunity
I like-
to block heals because his kit gives him healing,
And Shiho right now.
and he
he's so-
scales on current HP percent as
Yeah.
well. So it is still relevant to his kit. Like if you don't look at the kits at all and you say, okay, this added benefit versus this added benefit.
Who do you think needs a buff then? Tyler.
Nat 5s or Nat 4s?
Nat 5s. Elemental. Not Lion Dark.
Sekhmet?
Yeah, we brushed up on Sekhmet before too. Just
Sekhmet
changing
should
it,
get-
just changing it so
Sekhmet
it's
should have an irresistible strip.
yeah.
Reset should be resistible, but the strip itself should be.
I feel like
irresistible.
Chow needs a buff more than Sekhmet, man.
Yeah, way more. So does
Yeah.
like
I try to balance it based on elements and relevancy for current meta. The more you shift towards stronger water damage dealers, the less relevant you make all the recent buffs.
I
right?
mean,
And tears would just become
about-
get shit on again.
Okay, I know you don't want to
I don't
buff
think so.
water units, but how about Camilla?
I think Camilla could use a buff, but it'd be hard. She has really
I
good
think
base
Camilla
stats,
is
and she
really
awakens into
good
crit.
on AD. And she's still one of the best AD monsters.
She's a very good
Out there.
tank for just general
Yeah.
Guild War use too. Like anytime you see a Fengyang, you just bring it in and she just like eats it for days.
And with the ruin quality nowadays, all Camillas are like, 40,000+ HP.
It's really easy to make a 50k Camilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but then you can just use Rena instead.
Oh
which is
yeah.
better for those purposes.
yeah.
True.
But yeah, going back to like Leica, like what do you guys think if they gave it 100% stun chance and 100% revenge proc chance? Stuns on revenge. Oh wait, sorry.
Alright,
My
I'm
bad.
leaving. I'm leaving.
What if they
Okay,
brought
I
that
want
back
that
to you? Okay, what? No, seriously though. What if they brought that back? Do you think that would make him in meta? I don't think it will with the units that have been so powerful lately, like Aegir and Water Monkey King. Yeah, do you think it would give
So-
him more relevance? Like relevance?
Yeah,
It would be good against
it'll be
Aegir.
nuts.
It would be very good
nuts.
against Aegir.
He'd
Mm,
be
Like,
the
it
number one counter to Gani Hathor again.
mm.
I mean, that's what he was. That when he was released, Gani Hathor pick win rates went down so much.
Mm.
Thing is, he was very good against Iris as well with the revenge, because Iris was like the number one Okay, number 2
That
after
was-
Tableau.
That was also
There's
before
Tableau.
they nerfed Iris, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, Iris used to
Back
be
when
so
she had
good.
100% harmful rate.
but old Tableau was easily the most broken unit in the game.
Oh yeah, even Tableau right now is still really good. That's how
Yeah.
like
Was it-
crazy it
It
is.
was 2-turn speed buff, right? And it didn't stun himself.
Yeah, it
that
didn't
was
stun
crazy,
himself.
He
dude.
didn't set himself. Yep.
I mean,
When
did
you
anyone
first
know?
read his skill set in the patch notes, you're like, "Whoa, the light one looks kind of broken." It's like, "What is this?" And then
And then
like
when-
when
and then
people
when
actually
people
start
got him,
using
it was
him, you're like,
nuts.
"Oh, bro."
Yeah, with the
used to-
speed lead on top.
Dude, back then I used to watch Scat just lap people with Sylvia, Tableau, Iris. He would just hit auto and win because it would just destroy everything. There was
Yeah.
no chance.
He even had it on like Guild War defense, and it would just like get a bunch of wins. It's crazy.
Does anyone have a Celia?
Dude, Celia's awesome. I want
Celia's
one.
great.
I don't have a.
I mean, have you seen the shadow nerf? I mean, it's not a shadow nerf, but her second skill doesn't activate as it did before. I think they removed the 100% activation rate to 50% now.
Wait,
So,
What?
yeah,
okay, then she sucks.
she's pretty
So-
fucking
Wait,
bad.
what?
I'm not
She's pretty
kidding.
fucking bad then.
Wait, they
Yes.
changed that? How can they
What happened?
shadow nerf that?
Wait,
Let me
no,
check.
I need to look at this.
Let me
What?
check.
Wait, it's only
75%.
75%.
It never like I was playing with Celia today and yesterday. It never. I mean, it's rarely sleeps the
Wait.
unit.
Wasn't
Okay,
it?
so it's never
The
been
second
100.
It has been 100.
It has
I mean,
been 100.
Somebody
Where?
says
It
it's
has
on the
been
notes.
100.
Was it really on the notes? I did not see
I
that.
don't.
Let me see. I know it was 100, because I know that was why Foie used the water one as well. Because of 100%
Yeah, the
sleeps.
water one.
I'm reading through the old.
that's a big
I'm
nerf
reading through old
for
patch
no
notes,
reason.
and I'm checking all of her updates on the wiki.
Mhm.
It's never been changed.
But I've felt the change. Okay, I've felt the change. I've played with it because I have I'm playing with Christmas Ninja's account on with Celia. He told me just FYI, they've corrected. Okay, the description, but it's not a correction because you could feel the difference. You could feel the difference. Like before, it always activated 100%. Now
Yeah, it was always meant. Yeah. Oops.
So yeah.
Yeah, they always
Um,
meant for it to be 75%, but it was 100%. So now she's like really, really bad then.
Wait, it could be
You wanna
resisted
wanna
now?
ask Brian because you're gonna see them this week, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna see the
I'll
combos,
ask.
guys?
I'll ask them on that. Yeah.
Wow.
I would be so pissed if I had Celia.
So are we talking about her skill 2 or what? The passive or?
No,
The
this
skill
is still-
too.
The CO2 sleep. That's the one that Chica was able to control very well with.
So
So
where
that
was
one
it
does
changed?
put
When
like
was it
it's like a
changed?
one-turn sleep with dots. Is that what it was? Is it something like that?
Yeah, it's one turn
Yeah,
sleep
that
with
one.
dot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other units that you guys are on the lookout for this RTS season? Looks like Antares is gonna.
Are
be
you
the
sure
ticket.
it was 100% before? Because like every iteration of these
let me
these
see.
details do not say that it was 100.
Wait, I don't have the. Let me just check. Give me a second.
Okay, I just saw two people at the exact same moment type. It was 100. Somebody said it wasn't 100. Oh my god, chat.
Okay,
Hello?
so,
It's
so
like
what
same
I,
exact
what I
timing?
what I do when we talk about unit changes and stuff is I go to
Okay.
the wiki and I look through the curated lists of
Okay.
the past edits that have gone through and been approved.
All right. So here's the thing. It was according to like the owner of the Celia, which I'm playing on. Her S2 is only 75% activation rate. It was activating at 100% before. So now they've corrected it to be 75%.
So it was bugged for 2 years.
Yeah. And now they fix it and say that it's not a nerf.
Is that
Oh
why?
my God.
Is that why Josh
Oh.
is like the best unit in the game?
Oh, I didn't even know that. So description says
You're-
75,
you're
but
right,
it was
though,
100.
I fought a Celia and she only it only activated on 2, and you can tell because it if you have the transmog for it, it darkens certain units when it uses the skill.
It was
And
not
I
a
was
shadow
confused, and I was
nerf.
like,
This is a
"Oh,
shadow
this is
correction, okay? Guys, it was meant to be 75.
If you think about it this way, guys, Celia was broken for 2 years.
No, she wasn't. Hathor was way better than Celia.
No. I mean, like literally, like
Oh, yeah.
broken.
Yeah, broken.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
work
like
as
the
it-
mechanic
yeah.
is broken.
2 years.
Wow,
I mean,
what are the
Just
secrets lie
let
out
that
there?
sit in for a second.
I mean, without skill ups, she's 50%. With skill ups, she gets 75%. So,
But her
it
skill ups
was-
are free too, so
Unintended. She also has speed awakening. Unintended.
so good, so fast.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I've noticed from playing this game, they've always had certain glitches and hiccups in the game. Like my account just can't get Molong. You know, I think there's just something wrong with the server sometimes. So we just gotta wait on it, and they'll eventually fix it.
So she just switched bodies with Nephthys. Because now Nephthys is unresistible 100%, and now she is 75%.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I'm so sad for all the Celia owners.
it is pretty bad because she never lands. I mean, very rarely lands the sleep now. It feels like it never happens.
Yeah. I think it's
And I'm
like
really
Celia's.
happy for all the Nephthys owners.
Do you know when this was changed?
The
Yeah,
last
last
patch,
patch.
apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, last patch.
But I
Which
don't see it
was
anywhere.
4 days ago?
That's crazy.
No,
About 2 years, nobody talked about it though. Like all the Celia owners like got together in a line chat and like, hey, nobody say shit.
I mean, they don't want to
Like
say
for like
shit,
2
so-
years, nobody's like, when somebody finds it out, people talk about it, right? And then everybody's like, wow, and then they fix it, right?
So the
Nobody
reason
said
I-
anything.
The reason that I ask is because I don't see it saying like bug fixed or, you know, skill description changed or anything.
Wait, do you have the like? Do you have the patch up? Because I can't find it. If you can send it in the chat.
I sent it.
All right.
Okay, well, let's get back to topic here. What other units do you guys think to expect from RTA season? Are we going to see Nephthys? Are we going to see, like I said, more Belinus? Of course, more, Fire Lich. But what else can we expect to see here this season?
I'm gonna play with the Wind Druid. I'm gonna try to do stuff with the Wind Druid.
Tank or Bruiser?
I mean, like just nuker.
This isn't the patch, Tyler.
Yeah.
This is like.
That's why I asked if we were talking about the balance patch, and everyone just said the most recent patch.
Oh yeah, we meant the most recent balance
Because
patch.
they bug fix every single everything. Like every patch they iterate, they do bug.
Oh yeah, they say something. That's true.
The last update is what I was looking at. The last patch
Okay.
notes is what it.
Yeah.
I mean, I only like the reason I'm saying this is because I can feel the difference. I mean, I used to play with this on the previous season. Like
It's like Iris basically.
yeah, I mean, always activated, and now I'm lucky if it activates on like 1 or 2 units. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a change, but so and max.
To
I
be
mean,
honest, I think it's very fair. I really do think it's very fair.
So I think it's really bad.
I think it's shitty because it should be 100% and either less units for consistency purposes, but I think that it does balance out the unit. Celia is
think
pretty
how-
busted.
No, I think
she has speed scaling, guaranteed damage, guaranteed, or she had guaranteed turn denial, and she has speed awakening, and she strips every turn.
The strip sleep is pretty powerful, but the thing is that you have to bring it into into team comps that don't have immunity, and if you bring it in, I think she can be very strong in that sense.
And the thing is, you have to compare it to Hathor, and Hathor is so much better. You can't even compare them. I would say
I
Hathor is
don't
way
I don't
better.
think you have to compare it to Hathor. Hathor is strictly control. Celia is not just control. Celia does a lot of damage as well. Every dot is 5% ignore defense damage, and then you also have speed scaling skill 1 with a speed awakening unit that has crazy good base stats.
People are saying Celia versus Sonnet now. Sonnet better, maybe?
I mean,
I think
Celia's
I wouldn't
better
use
than
either
Sonnet,
now.
but-
after Siege.
I think Hathor and Celia is very comparable. Yeah, they both kind of do the same
I don't
thing.
even have Celia or
Hathor is a
Sonnet.
lot better.
I don't
But
have
if
Celia or
you,
Sonnet, but I'm.
Huh?
I don't have Celia or Sonnet, but I'm really mad now, even though I don't have them.
okay, Bobble, chill, just chill.
12k
Chill,
base
bro.
HP, 736 defense, speed awakening,
Yeah,
2
base stats are the best in the
10%
game.
damage per dot.
So
Well,
Celia,
5% for 2 turns.
It's really hard for me to get angry on this subject because I had Nephthys for 2 years, and before her skill never lands, but she's supposed to land all her skills.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like the opposite of that, right? For 2 years, Nephthys
Yeah,
is
you are.
broken, right?
like I feel like end of the day, Celia is still a strong unit. Where if you're going to pick Celia into a fight, into a battle, where you pick her into a prime situation, you're still going to be able to utilize her very well. I feel. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I mean, it's gonna. I mean, the passive is still good. So, but she like what do we have? We have the passive and honestly her first skill. The second skill is, I mean, the second skill is I don't like personally. I like an LD unit with like omega insane skills. So when they like nerf it without announcing it, or just correcting it without announcing it, it just feels iffy.
Okay. I want to talk about one more thing here with the RTCs coming up. What are your thoughts on like Diana, man? Is there any way to fully balance her out or anything? Because we've been seeing more and more issues with Diana lately, and it's just unplayable, dude. Like when you get those circumstances, it's unplayable.
We talked about this like 10 podcasts ago.
Yeah, but we gotta talk about it again.
The broken unit is not that. The broken unit, the brokenness is the violent procs. We talked about this. Yeah.
They just have to like make it so the ponies can only go via once per turn.
Yeah,
So they can only go like
just
2
limit
rotations somehow.
So it can go from unicorn to human to unicorn. That's it.
It
You
also
just have to
makes
make it
it.
like
Diana's also really easy to ruin. So it's like if you have a C1 player play a G3 player, and they just proc like 10 times, the C1 player is gonna beat the G3 player, you know.
And Taris just came out, yeah, but it still doesn't fully, you know, fix the issue, man. Just releasing one unit, yeah, it doesn't fully fix the issue in my opinion.
Like the issue is even more with Helena, I feel, because Helena just needs like two procs and she kills the whole team. Diana needs like 5.
Usually when I fight Helena's though, like unless it's last pick, I mean, like most of the times I'll have comps where she's not gonna be able to have that easy of a time setting up. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna ban it because it's already that big of an issue.
That's true, but I feel like the issue now is people are bringing like the type of bruiser locks with Diana. Like they'll bring in like Diana, Rakuni, like they'll boost Diana's attack bar up, you know, or give it like immunity or cleanse her, or bring in like Vanessa and Diana, you know. And it just makes Diana really rough to deal with when she gets so many turns and they have to like focus on another unit or something else.
Yeah, but I think it's very hard to fix it. But they need to be able to proc once to go 2 times.
I mean, like you said, Ababa, I would, if they can limit the turns, it would be somewhat better. But I don't know if they would limit the amount of turns the pony can go. Would the pony be used after that?
As long as you can proc like once, go 2 rotations, it's fine. But they can't just make it so they can't proc in pony form. I don't know.
I honestly don't think the Diana will be used that much anymore. If it can only strip and then turn back into a unicorn and that's it.
So you're only saying that she's only usable because she can like be broken and win.
I think anybody using her is hoping she gets violent procs, you know? The way she's built, like slow, tanky, you know? She's always the first target people try to kill.
Because Diana's used a lot against Water Monkey King and Aegir. That's like the biggest thing that people bring in.
I mean, if they would do that change, would people maybe build her differently?
Yeah, I would go vampire in a second. But that change would mean that you can't have her on Vio, because Vio does nothing.
Oh yeah, that's actually interesting. If you make it where she only can go unicorn to human, human to unicorn, and there's no proc potential there except for her natural attack bar gain and her natural extra turn for changing to human form, then you have a lot of variety in build now.
Not really.
Yeah, except that I wouldn't
target unit. You have very little variety in build. She's not like Helena where you can build her on despair or other things, right?
But you can go vampire now. You can go double shield will. People can have flexibility with energy runes now.
Double shield will is. I mean, and then vampire. Okay, maybe.
Double shield will would cook so many
very
people.
One-dimensional. You have to remember that, like, for every unit that you remove, the potential to be put on violent, that unit like infinitely loses its RTA potential unless it's meant to be either a swift unit or it has AoE for despair. Vampire units are extremely uncommon in RTA because they're not reliable.
Rage Diana.
Bring Leica back.
You stun them or you attack break them, and then they have no way to rotate out of it.
She'll be pretty good on Despair if she doesn't violent proc.
She's
She could
terrible
strip
on Despair. She's a single target unit. What is she gonna do in Despair?
No,
every
she can
turn,
strip.
every turn she has 2 despair stuns.
Yeah, and then when you give it's kind of like that Light Monkey King. If you put Light Monkey King on Despair, his first move stuns like almost every single time. It's
because he's a light and dark unit. He has that advantage of not glancing to anything. If you glance, you can't Despair stun. So, I mean, it's kind of a weird comparison. Single target strip for the Despair stun.
We're talking about
weird.
if they
Wait.
nerf her violent proc.
Let me ask.
I don't think they need to nerf her violent. They should nerf her damage.
What do you mean? If a unit glances, the Despair stun doesn't activate?
Yes.
Is that true? I've never known that.
I don't think so.
Why do you think Iris was so strong for so long? 100% activation rate on strip, and she doesn't glance. She's like,
I thought you could Despair on glance. I thought you could.
Yeah, you can.
I could be wrong.
You can't.
No, but this is a
Pretty
good topic
sure
to
you
bring up
can't.
because there's billions of people out there with half and half that don't know and do know. We don't know the.
Everyone's always like, Iris is OP. She always stuns because she's light and dark. She doesn't glance.
But that's also because she has the AoE every turn.
I mean, I know.
Her AoE to other people's AoE is still the same thing.
I mean, I've for example, I've stunned Despair stunned units, water units with Juno, and it's been.
Okay, if it happens, then yes, it's fine. But either way, so if that's the case, then I agree with you. It's fine. However, I still don't think that changes whether or not Diana should be Despair or not.
Yeah, I guess the only benefit of Diana not having to be on Violent anymore is just the ability to open up your Violent runes a little bit more to other units, which is
I agree
nice.
that Diana's violent proc should be nerfed only because, like, do you guys play Summoner's War and you guys are in RTA, and when Diana gets a turn, your heart kind of like you get a mini heart attack because you're like, please don't let the violent proc, you know?
When I see Diana in human form and she does her second skill and I see additional turn, I go yes, because you know she can't proc anymore when she goes back to the unicorn form.
I actually didn't know about that until you told me, Brian.
Oh yeah.
But that's even worse, like when they do a stupid move where they would get cut and then they get the proc in human form.
Oh yeah, but that's different. If all your attack bar is like pushed like halfway or whatever, and she gets a turn, I know. Yeah, I don't think a unit should be like that, you know.
If it's the extra turns that's really the issue, just add a cooldown to skill 2, because then you have to proc twice, or you have to proc again, which is very uncommon. You put her in that Sierra position, basically.
That's actually another, because then that means it will still have to be on violent, and you'd have to proc additionally for it.
I mean, she would be really squishy at that, like very, 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 like, she would be the first focus, just
first focus anyways.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, but she would be very bad.
Diana picks solo threat Diana now. That's a thing.
Yeah, there's a couple options there that are pretty good. What you said earlier wasn't bad too. Changing the damage scaling slightly lower wouldn't be the end of the world too, because
So what I don't think the damage or anything is the problem. The thing that makes people hate Diana is the infinite proc. Like, that's the fix. Yeah. Like, even if you lower the damage, you can still go 100,000 times.
You're talking about an astronomically low chance, right? Because
no, I'm not.
Factors
that like 10 times.
One of the factors that lowers it is that if you violent proc in human form, you cannot violent proc back in pony form. So you've halved your chance because you have to go under specific situations. Like, you're already talking about this infinite chance. It's just
astronomically low because people are bringing in her with like Rakuni and stuff like that to give it more turns to do that.
So giving it more turns is not an infinite proc. They're very different things. That's just a meta issue, right? This is
like the fact that she could get infinite turns, right?
You can do that with any. You can just give any unit 1 billion turns with Verd Rakuni. That's because that's the meta right now, right? The meta right now is to give your units a bajillion turns and just abuse it.
He could
but I'm talking about the
infinite turns because of Verd Rakuni as well.
What the fuck is happening?
So I'm talking about the issue with Diana. And that's
I'm talking about Diana as well. I'm talking about like how like a C1 player could beat like a G3 player with
and that's the
Diana that
takes.
Honestly,
it's not the damage.
Game, dude.
It's not.
It is. I mean, if that wasn't the game, nobody would play this shit. So you want
nobody
Diana would play it if there was no RNG. We'd be playing Chess, man.
She could strip and her RNG could stun. You know.
But she's one of the only units that bypass the rule that you can only proc once per turn. Yeah, and that's what gets people mad.
So bottom line is, you know, out of all this conversation, I see both sides. This is good. This is really nice. Do you think that it should have this mechanic where somebody, I know it's a small chance, right? But do you think they should even have that chance to pretty much win the game because they have one unit brought in with 100% crit rate? That's the question. Should they even have that opportunity? That kind of sucks, right?
Also, do you guys ever like, even on the receiving end, you don't feel that good too? Because like, do you guys ever like face someone else and you're using Diana and you proc like 3 times? Like, oh man, this feels bad winning this game, you know? Like, I could be to my skills, but why does my Diana have to proc like 10 times?
We're talking about game balance though. Like what we're suggesting right now is to fundamentally change an aspect of the game for one unit. We are suggesting right now that we should break the consistency of the game. We should change everything we know about Summoner's War for this one unit because it doesn't fit. Instead of trying to find a way to adjust the unit without breaking the fundamentals of the game.
That wasn't my fix. I said she should only be able to go 2 rotations. That's what I said.
So a more of a monster limiting limitation then.
To be honest, it's not always the infinite amount of procs that annoys me. Like, to be honest, it's not the only thing. I just hate it. I really hate it when she lands the stun.
Yeah, the stun
rotates. The stun. Like, if they remove that stun, okay, it's good.
Yeah, every single time, right? You're just sitting there like, yeah, it's okay, no problem. My OP got you next turn, and then she stuns your Perna and Oki, and you're just like, okay, what the? Come on, what?
So I want to ask, what's wrong with the idea of adding 1 turn cooldown to skill 2?
Nothing. I think it might be a viable option.
Because Thompson's response was you could just give them extra turns.
Huh?
That's what you said right after I said, why don't we just add a cooldown to skill 2? You said, well, we just use Rakuni and give her an extra turn.
No, I'm saying like it's worse now. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about like it's worse because people are bringing in like Diana with like other monsters that could give you more turns, you know? But I like that. I like that.
I mean, is the issue with Diana her damage output? Is it her?
I think it's her
is
infinite
it stuns.
procs.
Is it?
Yeah. It's infinite procs.
So is it infinite procs because she does too much damage per turn, or what? Like,
no, it would be
I understand taking a lot of turns is the issue, right? That's very obvious. Taking a lot of turns is the issue. However, if I took a bajillion turns on a Fran, it doesn't fucking do anything. So what is the issue with Diana taking a million turns? Is she too much damage? Is she too much CC? Is there too much protection? Like, what is it that you guys feel is too strong?
It's the damage, the strip, and the stun. It's just too much utility out of her from those multiple turns. She just does too much.
So at the same time, she's pretty tanky. So it's pretty hard to kill her at the beginning of the fight. So at the end of the fight, she can actually like really fuck someone over. Like, she deals a lot of like insane amount of damage at the end of the game. So if you don't bring her down early, she's gonna be toxic as fuck later in the game. Like,
so you feel like at every point in the game she does too much damage. She generally just has too much utility. So do you think it would be more important to nerf the utility or the damage?
Personally, I would go with
pick one. If you can only pick one, what is it?
I would remove the stun. I would remove the stun.
This guy, he's just so upset about skill 1.
Nobody's
even talking about skill 1.
Okay, I just don't like the stun. Okay, I can build units. I can build teams that can take the amount of like damage deals.
Right.
As far as she doesn't stun and like takes away my turn, you know.
Yeah, her stun is pretty big, man. It's even pretty cool if you put her on revenge.
What if they lowered her strip chance? She's still critting and gaining turns, but what if they lowered her strip chance? I don't know.
It doesn't fix the
four
issue.
chances. It won't really make a difference.
It doesn't fix the issue.
True. That's not
it feels like 100%, right?
What do you think about it? What do you think's the number one worst thing about it? Damage, the utility?
So the thing that I hate about facing Diana and using Diana, like the fact that I can go like 3 rotations, that bugs me. But, like, otherwise, I think she's fine, but because like every season, I have like at least 5 to 10 times where my Diana goes like 5 rotations in one turn. I don't think that should ever happen. That's my issue.
Then
it has
to be. It has to be the utility of
winning. You don't feel good about it.
Now, I mean, thing is, like, it's not even the utility Like even if she just didn't have a strip, just take like every other damage skill, for example. If you take like Xiao, if he has some like inbuilt proc on his first skill, and he can go infinite, just like Justice every other turn, and just kill everything. That's the issue.
So then adding 1 turn cooldown to skill 2 pretty much solves everyone's issues except for Taki's.
Yeah,
However,
but
it indirectly helps Taki because
Okay, so
Diana would move less overall.
thing is, it doesn't really fix the issue. I mean, it fixes the issue, but it also puts like Diana in the gutter. No one would ever use her. RJ, like ever.
Why not?
But the issue with her now is the violent proc with her kit, not her kit.
Okay, so why would nobody use her if you added a cooldown to skill 2?
Because if you don't proc, she's useless the next turn.
I totally disagree with that statement. Totally disagree, especially knowing current meta. Current meta, you don't need to proc because you give so many turns to your units.
Thing is, if you don't proc, it's gonna be on CD the next time you move, and then she's useless.
It's not
Like
just...
she becomes like.
But you still have your
Squishy.
skill 1 utility.
Mm.
You still do damage. You're still tanky. You still have a stun chance.
I mean, you're not tanky though.
Okay.
Yeah, but if
I keep mentioning this. You cannot reduce the attack bar gain on Diana because she will be completely useless. She'll stay in human form and instantly die. That's just the end of discussion. That's not an option.
All unicorns cannot be left in
He meant
human
the
form,
attack
for
bar
sure.
gain in pony form, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Like if you hit someone else.
Still doesn't fix the she takes
Wait,
too many turns issue.
Wait, how about this?
Yeah.
How about this? How about when she goes into human form and does her second skill, she automatically becomes a pony right after and loses a turn. Like she can't turn cycle after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that could work.
She's never in human form to kill her.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah.
So
she's
so
never
who's gonna
human
buff Diana
form.
now?
Oh
You mean
god.
like, you mean she can't violent proc? It's kind of
Yeah,
like
she
the
can't file proc.
yeah, it's kind of like the druids. You could either turn into
Yeah.
that or that, but it doesn't count as an extra turn.
Yeah, so the turn cycles just removes.
But that's saying that we're gonna be leaving the pony susceptible. I mean, in human form. Does that nerf it where people might not use it? Because the worst part about using a Diana or Helena is, when you end your turn, your opponent's got like another turn, and you got your pony in human form. That's the worst feeling. You know that.
Yeah, and so like the option where we give her like +1 turn on her second skill, and say that she's still useful. I mean, she's still useful, but she's still 50% of what she was now. Because every time you transform with Diana and use your second skill, you get a free skill 1 off. So you're just taking like away 1 turn of your second skill.
So
Like,
I guess
she's
the
like
general
50%
consensus, dude.
effective.
What I'm getting is that the only way to really fix this is to pretty much just make it so she can only go 1 rotation a turn. That's it. Some kind of change to it in the wording
2
or the
rotations.
skill. 2 rotations?
I feel.
What do you mean? Well, I mean 1 rotation as in pony to human, human to pony. Done.
I think
and then next turn she can do the same thing again, right? She has skill 2 available, but she cannot go twice. She cannot go like pony. Human again.
Yeah, but the thing is, I also agree with Tyler with that part. You just can't like remove violent from 1 unit completely. They just need to like limit it in some way that she can't go more
Wait.
than 2 rotations.
But why are you upset about them removing it when they gave birth to druids who don't have that mechanic in them?
Because they were birthed that way. It's really how it is.
Okay. All right.
When you release a unit with a mechanic like this, unless you like, I mean, it's gonna be the same thing as the twins, right? When the twins were first released, every twin pulled another twin, like all the twins, right? And they removed it immediately. They should have removed it faster if that was something that was unintended for them. However, because Diana's been around so long, they would have to just completely rework her, I think, to do something like.
Yeah.
Right, they would have to change all of the ponies inherently as a family and remove the gains in addition. But then they'd have to rework all the skills because being in human form sucks.
Yeah.
Right. Most of the ponies lose 30 or 50% HP when they're in human form.
Right.
But they trade it for attack speed or something else.
I mean, honestly, I would stick with what I said. Like, maybe most of you will disagree, but the thing that, well, when she uses her second skill, she immediately transforms back into pony. However, like, let's say she gets 100% attack bar boost from just using her on a water unit, okay? Her second skill. Second skill. She gets her 100% attack bar boost, but when she reaches 100%, she automatically transforms back into pony instead of getting that additional proc, you know?
Right.
But however, if she does that to a fire unit and sticks at like 50%, she remains human. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
No, I do understand. I mean, but that goes back to what we were saying about trying to make some kind of mechanic for her to limit her rotation. But I see, that makes sense. Yeah, I think we had some pretty good discussions here on Diana. I know it's a topic that a lot of people have been talking about. Diana's toxic and whatnot. So I like these big brainstorming times because we get these conflicts, and this is where some of the ideas are born that I know Comtuous watches and potentially listen in and makes changes from them. So I think that was actually a really, really good topic.
It's not just Diana, by the way. Like monsters like the Dice Magicians or the Oracles, they all kind of have like similar type of like these type of violent mechanics that are kind of broken.
Right. I think to the most part, those are a little bit more limited though. Yeah. So I'm going to turn it to the last topic here. We got maybe like 5-10 minutes left for the podcast. I'm going to open it up to whatever discussions that you guys want to bring it back to, or whatever topics that you guys have potentially planned to ask today that you want to ask everybody, or if anybody in chat has anything of interest that you guys see. Feel free to bring it up. Maybe we can talk for the next 5-10 minutes.
Bikini art topic. Morvo. That's funny. Have you seen Reddit, guys?
What is that?
What's on Reddit now?
Like only bikini art. Like bikini Oki, bikini Thrain and everything. It's pretty...
Bikini IslandGrown? There's a picture of you in a bikini.
What?
Nothing.
What? I mean, they've done a lot of bikini transmog and beach transmog, so yeah. I would like to see them do a baby family. Like, I swear, if they do a baby set, dude, people would buy that instantly.
Well, they have baby warbears and baby pioneers.
Oh,
pioneers.
Yeah. The warbear.
So they do like baby dragons, baby phoenix.
Yeah, baby dragons.
Oh my god.
Oh, baby phoenix. I want that.
Take my money. It's youngster like pioneer. Yeah, true.
Imagine like a chicken Perna just going ham on you. I want to see that.
Wrecks your whole team.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude, I could see that now. It could like hatch from an egg as a resurrection. Dude, that'd be so sick, dude.
Oh,
as like for a Perna? Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, they should implement like trolley kind of transmogs into the game. Just
trolley transmogs? You think that's good for
like the idea of a baby Perna. And I'm thinking like Perna with legs running into the target and just slam it and runs back like as a like a.
Should look like a Torchic, huh? From like Pokemon.
Yeah. It would be nice.
Any other topics you guys want to talk about? Let's see here.
Okay, I have something I want to bring up.
Sure.
I wasn't sure if you guys had anything else you wanted to talk about first, but back to the RTA discussion.
Sure.
Do you guys think turn rotation is too strong right now?
Maybe give an example, like elaborate for other people. Then
every team has a lot of turn. Bird is picked almost every match. Raccoony, all these units that gain tons of attack bar. Okeanos, Shiho, units that deny it entirely. Varad, Okeanos, Varad, Hathor. Right now we've kind of gone back to that meta where it's just like, let's take 1,000,000 turns.
Yep. I've been noticing that a little bit more and more.
I think it's that the meta's always been like that. That's why speed is so important. Like whoever is faster usually wins.
Turn denial has been more meta for a while. I think recently it's become both. Self-turn gain has become very popular. Because before, I don't think people used a lot of like attack bar boosting units besides maybe Raccoony, but it was generally just for the cleanse, like the anti something else, anti Hathor or whatever.
So you're just saying Bird is really OP?
Yeah,
it's not just Bird. I mean, like with the buffs as well, they've given a lot more units attack bar gain, right? Like Ager's attack bar gain.
Shiho is the newest one. Right?
Shiho is probably the newest one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're gonna keep doing that, or do you think that was kind of like this is their like test period? They're like, let's give it to a couple units, let's see if it shakes up the meta, let's see if it's imbalanced, and then let's address what the issues are in a couple seasons.
Wasn't there like a long time ago, I heard in an interview like that they were going to remove the speed meta?
That was
That's
a while
impossible.
ago.
It's impossible. It's a good idea, but it's impossible.
It's still a
I
speed
mean,
meta.
Antris is like, if they keep adding monsters like Antris,
Yeah,
that helps against the speed meta.
but that's also like turn denial. Like when Antares procs, you deny the other units like turn. Is
No,
that
it's
what
not
you
only
mean with
that. It's also like, with Antris, he is stronger when the enemy takes a lot of turns that doesn't do as much. So like turn denial and like Hathor Gani are so good for Antris because they have like low damage output, and they're like massive turn gain, makes Antris stronger while they don't kill him. That's what I feel.
So how do you think they should counteract this? Or are you just asking our opinions on this, Tyler? Do you think it should be changed? Like, what do you think personally? What would you like to see with the meta?
I don't know. I kind of wanted your guys' opinions. Like, do you think that they're going to continue with this way of, you know, increasing or changing units for balance patch? Do you think that I spent a lot of time thinking, like, what do the devs want to do? What direction are we taking in the game? Especially when I see like 2 or 3 balance patches in a row that kind of have a similar direction, right? Like, hey, let's change things for PvE, or hey, let's try to add some counters to units that are currently overly strong, right? Do you think that they're going to continue with adding attack bar gain to units? Are units going to be this turn denial attack bar gain? No. Are people happy with that? I think overall more people are playing, but I think frustrations are starting to push that all-time high again. I think people are reaching that breaking point where it's just so frustrating to play. So it's something I think about when I'm kind of just like sitting here and like editing videos, or sitting here and just setting up. But I always wonder, like, what direction are we going in, and do I agree with that direction, and do other people agree with the direction, right? I'm here on the podcast because I want to hear you guys' opinions on things, right?
Yes, I think like one of the major issues with their balancing is like if we take Shio for an example, so I'll say like Daphnis in a year and a half, he's gonna be a top tier unit, but they keep giving like small buffs, and then they accumulate. So like the monkey, how many buffs has he gotten now? The last 2 years, like 5.
5.
And now he's the most
good after. He was good pretty early into them.
Yeah, it was good after. I think it was fine after the last one.
Good the second Leica got buffed. He was good, but then Leica got nerfed, so people stopped using him.
Like this last buff to Shio makes him like one of the most overtuned units in the game. So yeah, I feel like them like giving small buffs, and because people will still complain, and then the small buffs will add up.
The thing is, like, with their style of balance patching, they do balances every 2 to 4 months, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they do these like small changes, it takes quite a while for things really to like have any concrete reason, right? And it also takes a while to skill units, right? Doublemon are not the easiest thing to come by, even when we pay for them. So do you think they should speed it up? Do you think they should make bigger changes? Like, what kind of direction do you think this is? Like, I don't disagree with you. Let me start with that. I think that doing these like small changes and adding things as we go is really important, because it doesn't completely break the game and shift everything. For example, like Molong Nerf, right? Molong Nerf was huge, but it was important. It was important because it was so prevalent and so strong and so frustrating because of, you know, the chance to do either absolutely nothing or you know, everything.
I think the Molong nerf was a little bit too much. I don't think
agree.
It was good.
I think it was also too much, but at the same time, I don't disagree.
You liked it, Obabo?
Didn't need a nerf.
Yeah, I liked it, and I relied on Molong a lot.
Do you?
I
Yeah,
think
it was
the
my
thing
first
is-
pick.
I think the
Especially
thing with
when
Molong
people
is
were
that-
trying to farm like the top tier violent runes. I feel like that was like come to us as moneymaker, you know? Like people are trying to get like 280 speed Molongs, you know?
I think the big thing for me with Molong is like, I totally agree he needed a nerf. He was not, or a change at least. Even if not a nerf, he needed a change. There were things that were too strong about him. The main thing I think was his third skill was too strong itself. 70% is huge, especially when you're a really, really high base HP unit. And then you get the second skill and it's like, okay, this skill is really, really RNG, right? You have 35% chance to strip a buff every single turn. So you can either do everything or nothing, right? And then you can stun on each hit. What I thought they were going to change is I thought they were just going to, either lower the HP from the third skill to make it like 50%, or maybe make the second skill all buffs and stun, but only one hit. But, they decided that this was the direction they wanted to take. I think it angered a lot of people. I know that players like, who is it? The Chinese guy who played in SWC.
Llama.
I'm almost certain Llama quit.
Yeah, Llama.
I'm not
Llama
sure
did quit.
because they nerfed every single one of his units. They nerfed his Yunhong, they nerfed his Molong, they nerfed his Ragdoll all at the same time. And
did he have
and
Light
it's
Panda?
super
The
frustrating
Light
to
Panda
see that.
owner hit the Light Panda owners pretty hard too.
Yeah, that's true.
All the Light Panda owners. Like Light Panda is just a passive and a defense break now. His skill 2 is non-existent, right?
Yeah, but
So
that's
it makes
the
me
thing
wonder
when
on the
they're-
direction they want to take.
That's the thing when they're doing these balances and they're balancing out the game is you're gonna get some clarity and some benefits for some players, and some players are obviously gonna take a hit as well. It's natural. But I hope that they, moving forward, when they do these balances they weigh out, and hopefully that the benefits do definitely outweigh out. I know with this meta, with the turn cycling and what you're talking about, right? It's more turn cycling and gaining more turns. I find that actually quite fun. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys. I mean, you guys might find it boring, but I find it quite fun to be able to make a comp and be able to try to control and plan out how to play against your opponent, and vice versa, right? Since you know that it's very heavily on turn rotation now, how you can build your comp to counteract that. I think it's fine, and I like the current meta that's right now that we're seeing in RTA. To be honest, straight up honest.
It's like everyone has like a ragdoll, like a super ragdoll.
Yeah, like low key, that might be the one way that they're doing it, is like giving everybody that feeling of having a ragdoll, right? Making that ragdoll feel less without having to full on directly nerf the ragdoll. In my opinion, I don't know. That's just how I feel.
So people are always talking about like, oh, buff this LD Nat 5. It needs a buff. Be honest with you guys, every LD Nat 5 eventually gets buffed. It's just how it is.
I need my Alexandra buff right now.
I want your eye.
Didn't you want to remove her stun, Taki?
Oh yeah.
It's a necessary evil. He's like, I have to do it. It's
I
worth
have
it.
to do it. It's all right. It's all right.
worth
I'll
it.
sacrifice.
They buffed the fire unicorn, but they didn't buff the dark unicorn. If they buffed the fire unicorn, not the buff dark one, man, you lost your chance already, man.
So the thing with what you're talking about, Brian, and I can agree, some people like really have fun with that. The only issue I really have with the change in the meta shifting from turn denial to turn denial plus turn gain is that turn gain invites a lot of RNG. Right, every turn you get.
I think that they made
so
it clear to
many
me.
extra violent procs.
They made it clear to me talking. They made it clear to me talking to them that they like that aspect of RNG. You know what I mean? Like, this game is meant to be competitive, right?
I think it's gonna be very hit or miss for this. It's gonna be that breaking point where people are like, okay, now I've realized there's too much RNG and I don't like the game, or all right, this is fun because I can compete more because I have more chances to just like RNG people.
Right.
When they take out the chances of RNG, it makes the units so broken. Like Ganymede, Tiana, like those units are so good.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, that's not what I meant when I said like inviting more RNG. I just meant like the more turns you get, the more chances you have.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that.
Competitive is skill, shouldn't be luck. No, I mean competitive as in like competitive is in my eyes is a step under like official esports, official sport level, right? And you can't be that when you have RNG. But to have competitive and to have fun and to have festivals, which they've been doing in the last year, is having these different festivals and having showcasing the game, having people play competitively, having those RNG aspects is what is really enjoyable in my opinion.
I kind of disagree with statements from chat. And this happens a lot. People are like, oh, Summoner's War is not competitive. Summoner's War is extremely competitive.
Should be competitive.
However, that doesn't mean that it's not luck based and it's not pay to win. Like all those things can still be an aspect of a competitive game. I'm not even going to touch on the esport discussion because I think that one's kind of very subjective and up in the air. But the game is most definitely competitive, right? If it wasn't competitive, nobody would play it. Right. There are very few competitive non-competitive mobile games that people play and do well for a long time. right? Even if luck is a huge factor, even if RNG is a huge factor, all these things, right? It doesn't change the fact that the game is extremely competitive.
Yeah. What bugs me is when people say that, oh, like, oh, this guy is like spending so much money, he's way better. Like, I can't be competitive. You can still be competitive if you're free to play or you casual, been playing for a while or however long in your respective ranks. I don't see what's wrong with that. And if in my personal opinion, if you have a problem with somebody spending money and progressing faster than you or having more of a chance of progressing faster than you, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what I've been telling everybody. This is my personal opinion. Mobile games might not be for you fully. Honestly, mobile games might not be for you fully because mobile games all have that aspect of gacha, all have that aspect of potentially spending, right? Go play Counter-Strike, go play whatever it is that you get your competitive, full balance aspect and competition that you want to feel.
You're generally looking for a skill-based competitive game if that's what you want, right? Like what we're playing here, like there is skill involved, but there's definitely a very, very large factor of RNG.
Right.
I think
even games like
there are so many different permutations to ruin up a monster. It makes the game very interesting. Like there could be from a difference from 1000 HP to 2000 HP, 100 speed to 200 speed. There's so many different amount of number crunching and speed tuning in this game. That's what makes it so competitive, Yeah.
Really depends on the type of player you are. All right, guys. I think this was a really, really solid podcast today. I appreciate your time. This might be our longest podcast, about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. This was sick. We had some heated debates in here. We got to talk about anniversary events, HOHs for you guys. We got to talk about big topic Diana there and a couple other units, including the meta and the current state of RTA. So thank you guys so much for joining me for the podcast today. If you guys are watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you guys hit that like, leave a comment. I go through all the comments and I take up suggestions, ideas, and anything like that for the future podcast. So if you guys ever even if you're in the chat, don't give me the suggestions here, give it to me on the video comment. Yeah, we're gonna upload this one tonight. We'll also put on the description all of their Twitch channels, so you guys should check them out. Everybody here streams, some more than others, so hopefully we get people motivated to stream more often. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate it very much. Takish, Obolongo, Tyler, Thompsin.
Thank
you for having us.
See you guys next week. Peace.
All right, see you. Bye.
Peace.